Okay, I'm back, and today we're going to work on our We Are Family book. We've already done the front cover. Now we're going to work on the inside, these pockets, and the back. So let's get started with this pocket page. Some people want to know the secret to getting that pocket page made. I've brought out my art glitter glue. So I've got this piece. This is the piece that I cut this piece out of, and I'm going to stick it right in here. I'm going to use it for this pocket. So I had it in there. I shouldn't have pulled it out, but it's got a magnet, and it's also got a got something I got to get out of there. It's a thing that came in the packaging, and it's shifted itself all the way down in there. It's the thing that absorbs the humidity, those little things. I keep those. I throw them in a little bucket. They lay on my table in my crop room in here. So, and I'm going to do that right like that. You see, I've got it down to here and up to there, and I've got a pencil. Thank y'all for joining 2Gs. I'm getting ready to show you the inside pages to this Gather album. So I'm tracing. I've just shifted it down to this corner, and I'm going to trace it with my pencil. And then I'm going to grab my scissors. Don't have my Tim Holtz sitting right here, but I do have just a pair of Fiskars. And I'm going to trim. Again, I am not inking anything, but I do suggest you do ink. Ink does cover all of those little imperfections you might have where your tracing shows. Leftover, but we're not going to throw it away. Now this is going to fit right like this, and you should see a little bit of the black, and if you want a little bit more of the black, I just suggest you come in here and trim it. I like a little bit more of the black showing occasionally. And you could always put this in your trimmer if you're afraid you can't trim straight, or you're OCD and you want it to be perfectly straight. There we go. So that's ready. I'm pulling out my little container of art glitter glue, and I'm putting it on here. You see, your art glitter glue will get all the way to the edges. And just give it a little swoosh down through the middle. And when you put it down on the table, make sure you put that little stainless steel pin back in there. Flip it up. Put it down, give a little zwooshing around and around, and press. And if you've got anything around that you want to press it with, you go right ahead and pull it in. I know a lot of people that like to use a scoreboard, a card of kind, and give it a little press. There is a magnet in here, so it's not going to get all the way down, you know, squared, but I think it's down nice and flat. Now, that magnet's right there. And those magnets are in these albums. So the next piece that goes on here is the green. And I've already cut these out. And it's going to go. All right, there's a right and a wrong way, y'all, because of that. It's going to go right like this. If you tried to put it in there just like this, you wouldn't see as much of it as you want to. So put it right like this, and it comes up a little bit above this. That's why I say there's a right and a wrong. You can get it in there. You can get it in there wrong. Just play with it. And for me, it's kind of tough because I got such fat fingers. All right. Making sure I'm getting the right one in here. And if you see it's not getting all the way in there, Keep whooshing it around, pushing it around, pushing it around. And then you go, well, dagnabbit, I didn't put any glue on it. Not a big deal for me. Would be for some people. But I'm just going to lift it with my arc little nozzle. And I'm going to come in here and give it a little up and in and up and in. Now, if you want to pull that back out of there, you go right ahead. This child is not going to. It already came out a little bit, came out of the top. And just like that, it's in there. It's in there. It's not going anywhere. You got your little pocket. No worries about glue being down in there because guess what? There was no glue put on the piece down there. And just like that, it's 1/8 of an inch or 1/16 of an inch from that edge. There we go. So that's done. I've got a chipboard that I'm going to put here. And a little chipboard saying that's supposed to be in my little box. Let me pick it up. See, there it is. And you're going to say, well, how am I going to put pop dots on that? I'm not going to use pop dots. I'm going to use pop strips. If I could find my pop strips. There they are. I got strips, also from scrapbook adhesive. And I'm going to put those across the bottom of this, just like that. And I'm going to trim them off, stick them on my stanchion so I know where they are, take the adhesive off, throw it in my bucket over there. This says homemade with love. I'm going to grab my scissors just like this. I'm going to make sure there's no little nibs sticking off the top. You see those little nibs where they came out of the chipboard sheet? Now, for those of you with your adhesive, or excuse me, your inks, it's a good time to ink when you've scraped this. And you're going, well, where is your distressor? Who needs a distressor when you have a pair of scissors at hand? That works. Got all those little nibs off there. And again, if you wanted to use your distressor, you go right ahead. I will distress at the end when I'm done. Right there is homemade with love. Now, this is my little bulletin board. I need pop dots for my bulletin board, and I'm going to pull my pops in. Again, this is a nice big surface. You could have used the kids' craft sheets and cut a sheet big enough, saved your pop dots. I do like those kids' craft sheets, y'all. You can get them that have adhesive on them. The ones I had came from Amazon, and they were cheapy, and they did not have adhesive on them. I'm going to put that right up there in the corner. That page is done. That's that page. That's that page. Very simple. Don't make it harder than it is. This is the page that is a pocket. There's 2 pockets. Got that little piece in there. Who cares? We're going to make it work. I've got 2 sheets that are going to go right like this. One on the front, one on the back. And I'm going to come like this. And let's say you wanted to know where it's hard to see on black. You know that? So a lot of people will grab a piece of paper and slide it up under there so you can see what you are doing. And you can't even see that. Slide that over there. Can see where that little cut's going to be. So just like that, I'm going to grab these 2. I'm going to put them together. And this is going to be a test, y'all. I don't know if it's going to be right or wrong. I'm going to put that in there, and I'm going to pop it. Might be wrong, but if I'm wrong, it is okay. Look at there. Look at there. Just about right. Looks like I need a little nip there and a little nip there. Not a problem, because I'll come in here with these little cheapy scissors I got laying here. And I'm just going to nip the little edges right there. And let's see how that looks. Slide it in there. Looks good to me. Again, this is where the inking will help when you've got those imperfect edges. Distressing it and inking it always helps. And you're going, that's not the right side. Well, yes, it is. So back side. This one needs to be nipped, just like that one was. And cut, just like that. And there we go. Now, I see a little bit that's too much. I forgot to put my recording sign up, and there's vehicles coming up in the parking lot. I've already had 2 that I was expecting today. So if anybody else comes by, it's not anybody that I was expecting, but it's quite all right. They can come right on in. This is not going to take long. So this one, I'm going to swoosh it in there a little bit. Make sure it's even down here at the bottom the best I can, because I've already stuck it in there. There we go. There we go, y'all. I like how that looks. Now I'm going to flip this page. See, these are the waterfalls that we will do next. Trying to keep my recordings from being too long. This one is going to go right here. And isn't that a pretty page too? I love that color of green. Make sure I get a good covering around that hole. So, because that's where things slide in and out, you want to make sure that nothing bubbles up there, so that it would tear up any of the paper. But you know, if it does, wear and tear happens on books. And look at this, I can get that dried up right there and right there. My baby wipe will get that. There we go. Now, there we go. And that side. I don't have a chipboard on this side because there's some here. So I don't want that to be too thick. But I do want a chipboard here. And the chipboard that I'm putting here is going on a green paper. Don't like that green. And that's too pink. So I'm using a leftover here. Let's see. That is a good size. So this is 4 by 6. I'm going to pull this into my trimmer. And I'm going to make it be 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. Getting those fractions. Got 6 1/4 there by 4 1/4 here. Slide that off the way. And I'm going to use this color because I've got so much pink on that page, coral on that page. And I do like that. I could reduce it down to a 1/16 all the way around by making this be 4 1/8 by 6 1/8, but I'm leaving it this size. That's totally your choice. One other item that I'm going to do is in my chipboards, there's a couch, and that chipboard is the same size as that couch. Again, there's little nubs, and I'm going to scrape them off with my acrylic nails, my dipped nails. That works. Turn that over. I'm going to put some pop dots on this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, see those legs? Oh, it's over here. Nope, it's too fat. Let's grab this one. Let's grab a skinnier one on here and take these as far down as I can go before they start showing. And scissors. Grab it, snip it. Come here. Snip it and stick it. And get that. They are forgiving. They will bend a tad, and snip it. There's that. Because I got this sticking in my hand, I'm just going to go ahead and use it. And snip it. Got that in my hand, I'm going to snip it. Now that I've got all that there, I did bring me out a poking tool. so that I wouldn't have to do this with my nails, but my nails seem to be working better. My nails last me about 3 weeks. I get them done up here at a place beside Food Lion, Thomas and Terry. They do such a great job. Look at that. Love it. Then I'm going to put that right down on there, and you see what a little bit of inking around the edge would do. I'm going to put it with my scrapbook adhesive strips and put it down here where it's just about perfect. And there. And I'm going to again put this on there. And the reason, again, that I did not use this color, these are the solids that are coordinated to go with this. But look at that, was just too much. That makes it pop, does it not? There's a pop, does it not? So that is what goes there. Now, I'm not going to do these until the next recording. I'm going to turn that in. This one, oh, you're wondering? So we got those done, and I showed you how simple it was to do those little cutaways. This part, I did this. And this, if I could find my sheet, this is 7 1/4 by 7, because it's taller than it is wide. 7 1/4 times 7. And then I made this be 7 by 6 3/4. Again, use your rulers, measure it, make it your own width. Again, you may not like my measurements. You may prefer to do it in your own measurements. Let me pull this little pin out and show you how easy it is to use your art glitter glue once again. Love our art glitter glue. I don't pull my big old bottle out. No, ma'am. I fill my little bottle up. So if I leave it with the lid off, it's not so much dries up. Put this in here. Make sure I can swoosh it around. Make sure that glue gets in all the little corners, the nips. And again, I swoosh it around and give it a little air bubbles out. All those air bubbles out. Bring this in, make sure I've got it the correct orientation. And there, oops, look, those flowers are upside down. There we go. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I'm going to again bring this in. Love that color. Take it all the way to the edges so it doesn't roll up. And remember, when we zhuzh it around, it gets that art glitter glue all the way to the edges, all the way to the edges of each corner. And there's very little showing of this coral like that. Now that goes there. Now I have a little piece that goes, I'm taking off those little nibs. We're connected to the chipboard sheet. And I need to put it right here so that it closes. Always make sure it's going to close where you put your chips. 3, 4. Again, this is a good solid surface that you could have put your kids' pieces on. And I may pull out one of those kids' art sheet, foam sheets, to show you on the next go round, just so you can at least see them. Now this is going to go right here, and I absolutely love these colors. That is it. So we've got our book. You feel the magnets clip? You got your cover and your openings. And the next one, we're going to do our 2 waterfalls, and they are the easiest part yet. So stay tuned. Coming up next will be the waterfalls. Thank y'all for joining 2Gs as she did. We are family. Thank you.